Welcome to the AFC West Roundtable, a weekly live show featuring top-tier insight and analysis on all things AFC West. From the best creators in the division, including Denver Broncos creator Ryan, Kansas City Chiefs creator Marcus, Las Vegas Raiders creator Samoan, and Los Angeles Chargers creators Bolt Bros. Catch the AFC West Roundtable every Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern on the AFC West Roundtable YouTube channel.
Welcome, AFC West Roundtable, man. First off, shout out to everybody in the chat sticking around. I know that was a little delay, but we made it. We're here. I'm filling in for Colby today. I don't know what's going on there, but shout out to Colby. We got a couple games.
College grad.
Oh, that's what he's doing?
Yeah, college grad. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Congrats, Colby. All right. Yeah, I know. Hey, he's been grinding, man. Shout out to Colby. That's well-deserved. We got some games to dive into, though, so we're not going to waste any time. We're going to jump right into this. Let's start off, though, with the biggest thing before we get too far into these games here. Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, torn ACL. I think we might as well just dive right into it right away. That was awful news. I think all of us kind of felt that towards the end of the game, and then it just kind of added on top of everything. So initial reactions to that news, and then what are we looking like as we move forward here?
Yeah, initial reaction, shock, disgust, sadness, so many different emotions. As I mentioned last week, I was in Cancun this past weekend, which is ironic because that's where our entire Chiefs team will be in a couple of weeks. But, I was watching that game, had to do a post-game show, and then immediately after the post-game show, I had to go to my future sister-in-law's wedding. And I was sitting there at the ceremony, just stewing. Could pretty worse to me because I can't remember the last time we had an injury that was this significant. And not just the Chiefs, but an injury that impacts the entire NFL world like this. Maybe Brady's injury is probably the last one that was the most impactful like this. It was one of those things. 2 weeks ago, we had fans telling us to shut Mahomes down, shut the team down. We're not going anywhere, but we had a chance to make the playoffs. We had 16% chance going into that game, but obviously Mahomes going down right away. So we still had a chance to tie that game and go to overtime with Minshew 3 interception. But just devastated in every way. I will say I'm hearing all these hot take BSers out there saying shut him down next year too. Let him have a kind of a gap year. Well, there's no gap here. Mahomes, the next day he gets a surgery on his knee. They find out it's not just an ACL tear; it's also an LCL tear as well. When they did the surgery, they also saw that's an LCL. But that doesn't really impact the timeline. It'll still be 9 months. And 9 months from yesterday, again, the surgery, that's about right when week 1 will start. And actually, this coming year in 2026, that's actually the longest or the latest possible weekend that it could start. Week 1 could start. And it's the 13th is the first Sunday of the NFL year next year, which, it definitely helps us out in getting Mahomes back on the field. If anyone's going to attack a rehab like he is, and I think in the press release that came out from the Kansas City Chiefs was that he will start rehab immediately, which I don't know what as far as normal people like us, we get surgery and we're out of commission for a couple of days, a couple of weeks, just sitting there. So I don't know how rehab can start immediately after a surgery, but shit, he's going to get right on it. I'm devastated. I can't really there's no silver linings with this one. Just really sad. And I got to say, we were talking in the chat earlier. There's been a lot of great fans as far as Chargers, Raiders, Broncos fans have come on and said, they don't like seeing guys get injured. And as us fans, we shouldn't want to see that. We watch these games to see the best of the best compete. But I got to say, a lot of toxic fans out there, man. People are just really happy that Mahomes was hurt, celebrating like it was a Super Bowl, saying he had karma coming to him. It's pathetic, man. Anyone who feels that way needs to go to therapy, get checked out, because that's not normal behavior. No one should be celebrating a dude's injury, no matter if it's Patrick Mahomes or a practice squad player or a preseason player. No one should be celebrating that. And if you are, man, go to therapy, man. Get some help, seriously.
Yeah, that when I saw that too, that because I actually had my ACL torn a year ago. So when they said he's immediately having rehab, I'm like, no, this guy's built different. He's definitely. Yeah. I have no idea how they're pulling that off. I couldn't move for days. I don't know how that's possible.
Nuts, man.
It's insane. I thought my leg was bleeding all the time. I don't know what he's doing. That said, though, what is the plan now? Like just from being eliminated, it's a weird spot, I guess, for a Chiefs fan, to be honest. But like, what's the move? Like, is there anything you expect certain guys maybe to sit for the rest of the year? Like, what's the expectation?
Based on what Andy said yesterday, he made a really interesting comment. I think I have it screenshotted. I don't have his screen. I don't know. Essentially, what he said was the next 3 games we're going to play this out, and then we're going to retool. We're going to see what we got from these guys, and we're going to retool. So, what does that mean? We might see we might see guys like Trent McDuffie traded, which he's coming up in a contract year, and we can't pay everybody. And I feel like that's a position that we've drafted well in late in rounds. I feel like he can be gone and get some assets for him, like we did with Jerry Steen. We got a 3rd rounder for him. But yeah, I as far as the season goes, I want to see more of the rookies play. I want to see the guys like Jalen Royals, who we haven't really seen at all this year, get rotated in because Hollywood Brown's a free agent. Juju Smith-Schuster's a free agent. Really, the only receivers we have on the roster going into next year is Worthy and Rashee Rice. Outside of that, it's pretty much a open slot. So I want to see what Royals can do. I hope they kind of give Rashard Smith the ball some more to see what he can do as far as a running back out of the backfield, not just the gadget crap. I do think we are going to either sign somebody like a Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker, or they go into the draft and get Jeremiah Love, which a lot of Chief fans want. I think as much as it's a need, I think it's a really good running back free agency class, and you can get a guy. And also, I personally, I think we need an edge rusher so we can get out the quarterback because that's just we lacked in that all season long, and we've obviously lacked in that for the last few years. We traded for Frank Clark a couple of years ago. We never really had that either, and we thought he was going to be that, and he never was up until the playoffs. Once the playoffs started, he was a different type of guy. But yeah, I think DB or best edge rusher available what is what we need to do in the draft. But as far as these next few weeks, you see what you have in the young guys like Jeffrey Bossa, Jalen Royals, and continue to see the growth of Noah Williams. But yeah, as far as this year, I mean, the rest of these next 3 games, man. Kelsey, pad your stats because I don't know if this is going to be your last ride. That's going to be another interesting question too. Like if a guy who lost in the Super Bowl in the way he did says, I can't go out like that. Yeah. I mean, think about it. You lost the Super Bowl, the biggest game, biggest stage, you lost, but you can't go out like that. Well, then you can't go out like not making the playoffs and not being able to kind of ride your last game with Patrick Mahomes because that's your last game with Patrick Mahomes, man. I mean, geez, so that's another interesting offseason topic as well.
Yeah, I mean, so we'll get right to it then. Andrew, I want to go to you real quick, though, because we're talking about the young guys rolling a little bit. That's been the biggest thing just from an outsider's perspective looking at is young tight end rolling from Syracuse, right? And it's like you got these young guys now that are very involved in this offense. And Chargers been working through some stuff this season, but you just found a way the last few weeks, and that feels like a hardball thing. It's like it can be ugly as it has to be. We're just going to find a way. It's been the theme for a couple of years here. Get into this game, man. What happened? Like, how'd y'all pull this thing off? Because it wasn't the prettiest thing, but you just found a way, and that's what it's been for the last few weeks.
Yeah, so the stats are ridiculous, guys. Just so you know, against the Eagles, we had a 69% pressure rating against the Eagles. You realize that Justin Herbert only threw the ball 26 times. So that meant even on rushing plays, he was still pressured. It's ridiculous. Like the offensive line was absolutely abysmal. Interesting stat too. Jamari Salyer, who James, my other contract creator, the other Bolt bro, was really excited about him coming back in at the left tackle. He's actually at our best offensive line score at 71 PFF grade, which is still mid pack of any left tackle in the NFL, right? So we have a 32nd ranked PFF score offensive line, absolutely just been abysmal. The one thing I will say, and a lot of people give crap to Greg Roman for our offense, but here's the thing, guys, like you have to see what we have done with the bad offensive line that we've had. We've gone in major jumbo packages, literally 6 offensive linemen, and just tried to pound the rock. And yeah, our offensive line is horrible, but they've really run what's called zone read rushing schemes for the most part. They're not doing GT counters or anything really tricky because our offensive linemen just are not that mobile. They don't have speed. They don't have any type of quickness to really execute those types of plays. But they're doing what they're good at, and it's getting enough, to get wins. I will tell you, though, our defense is actually winning and keeping us in games 100%, just like the Broncos. Offensively haven't been great, but the defense has stepped up and done a great job. I mean, look at what we did against the Eagles and look what we did against, the Chiefs at this point. So, I mean, I could go on and on about some interesting statistics, but I did feel terrible. Okay, one thing I will say, let me just say this. Chris Kringle is real. my wish came true. We beat and eliminated the Chiefs from the playoffs, but I did not want to see Patrick Mahomes get hurt, guys. I did not want to see that happen. Mark is 100%. I never want to see anybody get hurt like that in any way, shape, or form. And I think you said it perfectly. You want to beat the best, and you want to beat a team at their full potential. And it's really unfortunate we didn't get to see him at least try and win that game at the last few minutes of the game as well, too. So kind of broke my heart. I mean, it did break my heart, but I'm glad we won, and I'm glad the Chargers eliminated the Chiefs. So that was, kind of a bittersweet victory, I would say.
But let's pick it back up from the Chiefs side real quick here, just because from the Chiefs side all year, it's felt like the pass game's been a little bit off. For me, the pass game's felt off. And in this game, there was no run game either. What is the biggest focus? And I'll go to Marcus real quick on this. What is the biggest focus that you think going forward that needs to be fixed for this offense? I know you brought up running back, but we're not really sure on running back. Maybe it needs to be offensive line. Like, what needs to be fixed? What's the biggest tweak that needs to be made going forward to get this team looking like the Chiefs we know?
No, honestly, our line, I mean, the line you saw in that game against the Chargers was not the line that's supposed to be our line for the year. We had a guy who was playing his first ever regular season game, and Chu Godric, who was an international pathway program guy, who's only played in a third and fourth quarter of preseason games, and he was starting right tackle for us most of that game. And then the other side, we had Issa Pole, who we just got, was an undrafted guy, came from the Jets, and he's played left tackle for the second straight game, and last week was his debut game. So what you saw Sunday wasn't the indicative of what the line should be for the Chiefs. And I know Chargers fans know all about that, what the line should be. But yeah, we have the pieces on the offensive line. Right tackle will be a new position we'll have to fill next year because Jawan Taylor, the false start king, the misalignment king will be gone because we'll save about $23 million by letting him go. So yeah, he'll be gone. Jalen Moore might play that right tackle spot, or that's another position they could go for in the draft, go for right tackle. The whole year I've been saying it, the offense just didn't look right from the get-go. And there's multiple reasons for that. One, just we got didn't really have much of a balance this year. Mainly wanted to throw deep balls all year long. We wanted to get back to that again. You had Hollywood. You had Xavier Worthy, but he gets hurt in the second play of the game this year in that Chargers game. And then immediately Hollywood goes to that wide receiver 1 spot because Rashee Rice didn't come back until week 6. So you never really had that consistency group. And we thought when everyone was there together, come week 6 or week 7, whenever Rice came back, we thought, okay, now we're going to see everything. But you never saw that balanced attack. Andy just never kind of commit to the run. And I get Andy Reid's not doesn't like to run the ball, but we just want a semblance of a commitment to the run. And we never really got that. We maxed out about 11 carries, 12 carries by our lead back. The only time we ran it 20 plus times by a running back was in that Colts game, where that was just like we wanted to kind of grind it out with Kareem Hunt. But going forward, you need a running back in order to balance it out. And if you're running play action when you only run the ball 3 times, no defense is biting for that bullshit. So I think a lot of that has to have a consistent run game and kind of a commitment to run. And look at that Chargers game is a good example. That first drive, we actually had a good balance there. Yep. But after that first drive, there was no balance at all. They just were dropping back and throwing it all game long. Granted, we couldn't get shit going on the ground, but nonetheless, you just didn't really see a commitment to the run at all this season, and that really hurt us because if defenses just know you want to drop back and pass, then you're not breaking any tendencies there, and you're not surprising any defenses. So it's a combination of Andy need to kind of commit to the run. I know people want to blame Matt Nagy for that stuff. Sure, you can blame Matt Nagy, but at the end of the day, Andy's the end-all, be-all when it comes to our playbook and what's being called out there. But I get it. Matt Nagy can be the scapegoat all he wants, sure. But you need to commit to the run, and you need to get a guy who can be a home run hitter from the backfield, whether that is Breece Hall, whether it is Kenneth Walker, somebody. And honestly, Tony Pollard might be a guy we should kind of look for. I wouldn't mind Tony Pollard, but there's guys they can go for sure.
One thing I would say, though, Marcus, that the Chargers run defense, I think we're only giving up like an average of 60 yards per game these past 4 games with the Chargers. So, I mean, again, the Eagles, we shut down Saquon for the most part.
Well, you had the big run that made it look like a huge game.
Yeah. But other than that, I mean, we've been pretty lights out. But I will say this, I agree 100%. They do need to have a run pass option. They're not. If you're not mixing it up, then the defense can just pin their ears back and just rush the QB.
100%.
You see what happens. Justin Herbert's been dry humped all year with a horrible offensive line. I mean, I think we're worse than the Raiders, which is Sadly embarrassing.
I don't
When
know
were the
about
Raiders
that.
eliminated from playoff contention? Someone was that week 3 or week 4? I can't remember exactly.
No. It was week like 6, bro. So give us a little bit of grace. Come on, man.
Still love you, buddy. Still love you, buddy. You know I love you, dude.
Hey, we here for a good time, not a long time, dog.
That's exactly right. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good transition because I got to be honest. This has to be one of the most disgusting stat lines I've seen all season. Kenny Pickett, 64 yards for 12 completions. It doesn't look real to me. Oh, no, 15 completions. 15 of 25 for 62 yards. That's insane. All right, so I guess we got to start that. I mean, 2 yard. What is that, like 2 yards to completion? We got to start there first. And because I was kind of excited to see Kenny Pickett rolling. I
was too, just to see somebody new out there. But it's even worse when you look at the bigger picture that the Raiders had like 75 yards of total offense. So I mean, it was bad overall. And Ashton Genty only had 35 carries. I think our longest play of the day was 11 yards. It was an 11-yard run by Ashton Genty. I mean, overall, new quarterback, same results. Offensive line is still bad. Kenny Pickett got sacked 4 times in this game. Barely had any time out there. I think the Raiders have given up 54 sacks on the season, which I think is the most this year. So, I mean, you can't really get anything going when the offensive line isn't doing anything. I think just this team in general is kind of checked out at this point. I'm okay that we lost the game because, hey, we're one step closer to that number 1 pick. You know what I mean? But it's been embarrassing. But just wait, y'all. That's why I said, man, wait till next year, man. So it could be our year. Right now we at 2-12, 8 straight losses. It is what it is. But I just think that, and not only that, I think the best stat on Sunday that I don't think a lot of people are talking about is that the Raiders had the second fastest game in NFL history. It was 2 hours and 30 minutes or 31 minutes in NFL history. So that was a good thing. We didn't have to sit for a long time and watch the game. So it went by real fast, and it is what it is. The defense, on the other hand, who's been pretty solid for the most part, let the Eagles do whatever they wanted to do whenever they wanted to do. Heck, we got to see Tanner McKee in the 4th round. So, in the 4th round, in the 4th quarter. But that's why I said even last week in the pregame preview, the Eagles, Jalen Hurts, don't even worry about what happened against the Chargers. I know he had his worst game of the season possibly, but he was playing the Raiders. We're the team that everybody, gets back on track with, So at least we're doing a service to the NFL this year, because next year we're going to light it up, y'all. Fernando Mendoza, come on now.
Oh, boy. Samoan, in dating, that's called a slump buster.
I've been patient for a long time. I think next year is going to be our year, man. And that's what I'm holding my head up high for. It was funny because I think the funniest quote I seen after the game was from Gronkowski. I don't know if you guys heard it. He said, when you play the Raiders, it's like putting Neosporin on your cuts. They heal all wounds. So, we're doing something for the NFL. We're 2-12 right now. We got to just continue to keep losing these next couple of games. That Giants game is going to be huge. They might flex it to prime time, hopefully, because whoever wins that game, I'm rooting for the Giants too, and I'm gonna be at that game. So it's gonna be fun. And it's funny because I know the DJ that DJs in the club that we have in Legion Stadium. The greatest stadium in the NFL. He was like, you know what? Fernando by ABBA, that's gonna be the first song after the game after we lose. So I'm excited for it. So right now, like I said, I'm just having a good time with the rest of the season. I know we were joking around in the chat and whatnot, but this year, I'm being more positive moving forward because I don't think I could be mad about this team anymore.
You're the most positive Raiders fan that I've ever met in my
life. I will agree with that as well, Ryan.
Funny, Raider fans get on me for that. It's like, oh, you're not a real fan. How can you be so happy? I was like, hey, when you've been rooting for this team for so long, man, hey, all you can do is laugh at our pain, dog. So
because I'm just used to you guys just yelling. I'm just used to you guys yelling Raiders and then being sad and just walking away.
Yeah, see, when we're in Vegas, man, when I hear that, I'm like, just gotta walk a little faster. I don't want to get my Raider card taken away, dog. But hey, it is what it is. That's why I say, hey, me and Marcus, hey, we chilling, dog. We chilling for the rest. In a couple of weeks, you guys gonna be joining us too. So don't even trip, But yeah, like I said, another week, same results. It is what it is. But hey, we get Geno Smith back this week, so that's on the list.
That's not a good thing.
It's a good thing for the number 1 pick. So
okay, yeah, that's true.
Better than baby hands Pickett, though. You know what I mean? Better than baby hands Pickett.
Man, I think Pickett look good out there though, man. But I don't think he's gonna be a part of this team next year because of that number 15. we're gonna need to be available.
Bro, at this point, just have Tom sell the team and sell his stake in the team and just hop in there like Philip Rivers.
The owner needs a haircut.
Like,
though.
yeah, Tom Brady. He's doing all this talking on ESPN and all that, CBS, whatever. You need to put the pads on. That's all I want him to do. Yeah, Philip Rivers out there. Hey, Philip Rivers
is out there. Yeah, he's slanging it.
Slanging that thing, you know. Pause.
Oh,
yeah.
love me some Rivers, dude. Damn.
I know you definitely talked about this for the last 2 weeks, but I'm gonna ask you anyway. All I'm seeing all today is all the Pete Carroll stuff. Like he doesn't feel like he's safe. What are we thinking for that? Because I know you want Mendoza now, but is Pete Carroll going to be coaching him?
Mendoza? No, hell no. But he'll get us to Mendoza though. That's what he's gonna do. I know a lot of Raiders fans want him to be fired like yesterday, but I'm like, why fire him right now, man? Keep it going, man. We got to get that number 1 pick, but I don't think he's gonna be here next year. I mean, I was really high on Pete Carroll. I was really positive about him coming over here. Shit, I thought that Geno Smith was the second best quarterback in the AFC West, but look at me now. It is what it is. I think Pete Carroll's gonna be gone, not only because we've been losing games, but the way we've been losing these games. And I didn't think it was gonna be as worse. I didn't think it's gonna be worse than last year, but it already is. And I think that his ego is going to be – I always say this. I think that's the main reason why I'm okay with letting him go is because I think he has a big ego that he's not letting go of because we still got his son, Brandon Carroll, over here trying to coach up the offensive line. And our offensive line, I think, is worse than – well, I don't know. Ours is about the same, but we got a bunch of –
It's not good. Not good.
It's not good. That's the nicest way to say it. It's not good. But I don't – yeah, Pete Carroll, I want him to stay for the rest of the year, but – yeah, he should be gone after this year. We'll see what happens after that.
So, Ryan, we'll go right to you then because the Broncos did some magic work. I mean, that was beautiful watching them beat the Packers.
Oh, for you guys, yeah.
It's amazing to see it. You know, it's always amazing to see. I wasn't overly hopeful, but I love to see it, man.
I believe.
I loved it. And
hey, Ryan could be happy now, huh, Ryan?
Yeah.
A little bit, right?
Hey, job not finished. Job finished? I don't think so.
All right, Ryan. Tell us that, Ryan. What are we looking at for the Broncos? Because just lay it out. Go ahead.
What a game! First of all, I mean, it was not. I'll say it. It was not looking good in the beginning. Yeah. I posted on X earlier that day. Defense has got something to prove. Offense has been trending the right way. Every single year since VJ's been back, defense just disintegrates in December. And I'll be honest, like they clutched up. They've been clutching up in the end, but for a lot of these games, they're allowing way too many points and these offenses to do too much. So, and now Brandon Jones is injured and he got put on IR with a pec injury, so he's gonna be out for next 4 games, depending if we get that first round bye. It may be even worse, and it could be the rest of the season, bar a Super Bowl appearance, maybe if not even that. Justin Simmons is still out there for some depth, though. He literally lives in Denver. So, but defense, they clutched up, man. Bo Nix, I wouldn't say he played the best game I've ever seen because I mean, if you're a Broncos fan, he's played some very good games. But I will say for the occasion that it was against a very solid Packers team that came off a big win against a solid Bears team, a good defense, is just overall very well rounded. Bo was slinging it all day from the start. And there might have been a few dropped potential picks, but nothing that I would say was really egregious, and it would have been his fault. And he was just dotting it up, man. He's started to take that step up each game. You know, against the Raiders the last time we played, or the other week, he was really controlling the game, not taking a lot of shots on the field. Just taking what the defense gave him, and then Sean put together a great game plan, and he was slinging it with confidence this game. He really shut up everyone's dumbass that was saying that he doesn't have an arm, all this stuff. Hey, here's the greatest thing, because I know you Lions needed the Packers to lose. Mm-hmm. I live in Chicago, so I'm surrounded by a lot of dumbass Bears fans that were just meat riding Caleb Williams. And when we drafted Bo, and they were all shitting on me that we drafted Bo and saying, "Oh, you guys got a lemon," all this stuff. I was like, "You guys never seen Bo Nix." So they were on their hands and knees for me the other day because I had to say Broncos had to save their season because they couldn't take care of business in Chicago, man, or it was in Lambeau. They couldn't take care of business, so we helped them out. Because Caleb couldn't do it. Now he will be able to next week because we also got Micah Parsons taken out as well. Well, there's a non-contact injury, but Bo Nix running around scrambling got Micah Parsons taken out. So you're welcome, Chicago, and you're welcome rest of the NFC North. But we're peaking at the right time right now, man. The offense is getting better and better each week. RJ Harvey is starting to find his stride each week. And we're spreading the ball around. Like, this is the biggest difference from last year at the end of the year. There was a few, probably like Sutton was a reliable receiver. Mims was big in the game plan. We had Lil Jordan Humphrey last year as well, and some of these other randoms, right? Like Troy Franklin was slowly coming along. He didn't have a prominent role. Everybody is getting the ball now. Everyone's catching. Everyone's getting open. That's the scariest part right now for that other teams should see, is that you can't just game plan for court. The guy we pulled off a practice squad, Michael Bandy, scored our first touchdown of the game. Like, we're getting everyone the ball. Everyone's starting to do their job and execute. And that was a big issue, that maybe a guy would be open and then Bo would throw it, he'd drop the ball or something. Everyone is executing now. Defense, they need to lock in a little bit earlier in the game so that to prevent the score from getting away, because it almost did. And then Pat Surtain clutched up with that pick and turned things around, because they're about to go up double digits. They're already up 9 points. Yeah. And it was about to start getting out of hand. My soul almost left my body. It was like starting to just elevate when I saw that ball go up in there, and it came right back when I saw Pat pick it off, man. So we're peaking at the right time. Broncos still haven't played their best football yet. Defense, they still have a lot of things that they're cleaning up right now. And so everything's looking good. We got to win at least 2 of the next 3. Ideally, we don't lose to the Chargers in the last game. And we'll have this AFC West locked up. We could have the AFC West locked up this week if the Chargers lose, but I don't expect the Chargers to lose. And thank goodness the Patriots lost as well. Shout out to the Bills. That may be why Colby's not here. Maybe he doesn't have graduation. So he's just very upset about that. Yeah. So we got the room right now, because we also got the tiebreaker with the Patriots against the Raiders, since they lost to the Raiders first game of the season. But nobody wants to acknowledge that part of Drake May's MVP season. But whatever. But yeah, everything's looking good.
I have been hearing that people have been throwing out Bo Nix for MVP. Is that legit?
Listen, the odds are there. I'll be honest. I'm completely surprised, because when I think of MVP, I think of consistency throughout the entire season. And some of the games beginning of the season were rough, like that Raiders game, like 10-7. And I don't think that. Maybe if he's like in the top 10, but listen, as I'm an honest fan, I'm the biggest Bo Nix lover that there is out there. I said I'd take him number 1 pick overall if we had the number 1 pick overall in that draft. And I don't think, like, he's having a really good season. MVP season, I think I need to see more consistency from the get-go in the beginning, not struggling in those, like the entire offense not struggling in those games. But this offense would look very different without him, I will say that. Like, not as good.
Well, with that, real quick, let's give a quick little shout out to the sponsors of today's live stream. We got 2 of them, man. First off, Sleeper. Use code RTS when signing up. You get that 100% match up to $100. I know we were rolling the over-unders this week. I don't have the over-unders pulled up on my screen, but this has been a disaster for me this season. So make sure you take advantage of Sleeper's offer when you get in on this, because if you listen to me, I've missed almost every single week. It's been a disaster. So don't do that. But if you need some help, you can go to RotoWire, because RotoWire allows you to sync up with your fantasy football leagues. You guys play fantasy football? You guys in on that? Anybody doing well? Or is
I lost.
Okay, so that's not good.
I lost the first round of the playoffs because I didn't start Cortland Sutton, dog. I lost by 5.
Okay.
I like how you highlighted that you lost, Samoa.
Yeah. Because that's all I had left, dog. Now I just got Mendoza left, dog. And we might fuck it up.
Okay, no. Oh, that's amazing. That's
awesome. I was
awesome.
expecting good news there. That wasn't
great.
But
my bad.
No, it's all good. Look, I mean, if you need some help, go to RotoWire. They have a lot of cool options where, they kind of give you some good advice. And like I said, they sync it to your league, especially if you go back to draft time. That could be beneficial as well, because that's where the downfall starts for me, is when I just start drafting Lions players over and over. So don't do that. That said, let's now move to this next slate, because, well, we got some big ones here, kind of. We got a couple. I mean, look, the biggest one I would say is, and we're going to start here first, Vegas at Houston.
Ooh.
Oh, hey.
Come on now.
Hey.
You know
what I mean?
This is the Texans.
This is one of those games. Houston's overlooking this one. That's what I'm thinking. You're telling me Geno's getting back? I had to circle this one.
Oh,
I think
boy.
we start here first. Let us know why the Raiders are going to find an upset here.
Oh no, they're not gonna find an upset. They're gonna lose.
Get that Vaseline. Get that Vaseline.
We gonna get Fernando Mendoza. No, man, I can't expect much from the Raiders, man. Like, the only game I wanted to win in the back half of this season was the Chargers, just for bragging rights. That was it. But as a full team, like we have no identity on this team. Like to go out there and they haven't proved nothing to me this year. I mean, I've been backing them up, I think, for the first 6 weeks. Once we got eliminated, I'm like, okay, it is what it is. I mean, our defense is probably solid on some days, but, the Texans, like, they've been on a roll lately, but did they win? I don't even keep up with them. But I just know that they're going to have a good game against us. The Raiders will definitely go over there to NRG. They're going to go to Texas like they did in Philly and sightsee and just probably not play the game. I don't know, but overall, even with Geno Smith back, I don't see the Raiders winning. We could possibly put some points up. That might be a plus, but I don't think that we're going to pull an upset anywhere in this game. But
they beat the Cardinals 40-20.
God damn.
Yeah. The Texans
we lost 31-0.
They're a hot team right now too. They're hot.
Hey, yeah, I don't know who's worse. The Cardinals. Oh, we're worse. I think so. I think they'll probably put 50. But see, I wanted to be at least like 45-50. Like if it's like the Raiders 41, 42, and then we lose, they score 50. Then yeah, if we lose, then I'll be a little bit. Well, I'm gonna be happy. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I want them to lose, but I don't think that they're gonna win. A lot of people say, oh, should the Raiders tank or should they, just win? And I'm like, do we have a choice? Like I don't think they have a choice. It's not like we could expect them to go out there and win, but yeah, I don't see them winning this game at all. But hopefully it's entertaining at least, right?
Yeah. I mean, and I was coming from that roundtable. That's where I was sitting, so I was watching the Texans. I set you up for failure with that one, but you got a score prediction for us? Something to look up.
Score prediction? Oh, yeah, that's what I said. I think it's gonna be okay. Realistic then. Okay, realistic one. Maybe. Oh, okay, I got one. Maybe 28 Texans, and then the Raiders 13. But Daniel Carlson has 2 missed field goals, so it should be like 20. Okay, never mind. My math's not adding up. But yeah, 28-13 Texans. We'll put 2 points up.
I love you, Simone. That's great.
I love it, man.
There we go.
All right, well let's go to Kansas City then, because it's kind of in a weird spot, but Tennessee isn't winning football games either. I mean, they won one a couple weeks ago, but outside of that, they're rolling though a little bit. Like Tennessee feels like they got a little juice offensively. For the last 2 weeks. Last 2 weeks, they're top 10 in scoring. I read that today.
They're looking better.
Putting up some points now. So this, maybe it's interesting. Marcus, what are we looking for? Is Kansas City going to handle business, bounce back? What do we expect at this point in the season?
I want us to lose. Yeah. And the thing is, it's like Gardner Minshew. He's so hot and cold. He could be a beast. I mean, we've seen it before. Him play really well in his Jags days, even in his Colts days. I don't know if he ever put up any numbers with you guys. Did he ever put up any? Did he ever have a big game with you all?
Smoke? Yeah, man. I think he had I think it was like a 90-yard touchdown one time to Patrick Surtain last year. So yeah, that was something, man. Ryan remembers that one, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, you remember that boy.
Oh boy.
So we're 3.5 point favorite at Tennessee in this game. I mean, Andy, I feel like we'll actually have a better schematic game plan with Gardner Minshew, because he won't want to throw it 50 times like he does with what he does want to do with Patrick Mahomes. So I think we'll have more of a balanced attack in this game. God, I hope we don't win, and I don't think, based on what Andy said, we're not gonna. It doesn't sound like they want to tank. That's not in his nature. We still have a lot of veterans on those teams. Could be Travis Kelce's last go. I think we actually win this game, but I think it's gonna be ugly, 17-10, 17-14. But I want us to lose at this point. I have the 13th pick right now. Get us in the top 10, baby. See what we can do. But yeah, I think we win in a close game. Over under this game is 37.5 points. I think it might be one of the lowest of the week. So yeah, I think our guys do just enough to win this game, eke it out against Cam Ward.
This is gonna be a weird question, but where does that for everybody else? Do you guys just not have interest, or do you kind of root for the Chiefs to win a little bit? Hey, let's make that pick a little worse for them. You guys,
no. Oh, I want the Giants to win, so like they don't get, because they're close to us. Like, I just want to win some games so we could solidify the number 1 or 2 pick.
That makes sense.
But if the Chiefs win, then they win.
But I want us to lose 100%.
I want the opposite of whatever Chiefs fans want.
I would rather.
I would never see the day that Chiefs fans want to tank, man. Welcome to our show, dog.
Yeah. If Patty's out, man, you can't say, number 15 back there, anything's possible. Well, he's not back there. I mean, anything's possible. I don't want us to win. So, yeah.
There we go.
All right.
Well,
let's go to the Chargers game, man, because this one actually is pretty exciting. I don't think the Cowboys are technically out yet, but they're kind of out after losing to 9. Yeah. So we got Dallas Chargers in Dallas. On paper, this sounds fantastic. Defense versus offense, like who's going to show up in this one? Confidence level in this game, and then break down what you expect to see in this one.
Yeah, I think it'll be an interesting game. Look, if the Chargers defense shows up the way they have these past 4 weeks, or really 5 weeks, I would say, we should win this game. Having said that, you never know, right? I mean, again, the Cowboys have a great offense. I mean, they have every weapon out there. I'm just looking at some stats. Again, Chargers' worst offensive line in the league, according to PFF. If you give a crap about PFF scores, personally, I think they're a little bit bootsy, but they are scores nonetheless. But again, the Chargers, they're not scoring a lot of points, right? Because I think the offensive line is so bad, and Justin Herbert gets dry humped the entire game. So they got to run the ball, and it's less opportunities to throw the ball downfield. But again, the Cowboys are scoring a lot of points, right? I think they're actually, top 10 offense in the NFL right now. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. I do think the Chargers defense pulls this one out. We've looked really good, and Jesse Mintzer's got that defense clicking, much like the Broncos. Broncos defense look really good as well, too. I think the Chargers, we are allowing the 9th fewest amount of points, and the Cowboys are allowing the second most points, which is around 30, which is ridiculously crazy. So that Cowboys defense is horrible. They're leaking like a sieve. So I would suspect we continue to do more of the same. We're just going to go jumbo sets and just smash the ball down their throat and see if they can stop the run, and then play action pass with Herbert occasionally, right? So we'll see how it goes. But again, the Chargers defense has been amazing, and it's really the only thing keeping them in games this year right now, because when Jim Harbaugh wants to run the ball, we have the worst offensive line in the NFL. It makes it really hard to execute the offense the way you want to execute it. But at the end of the day, it's at least working. They're doing the best they can with what they have, and so I expect the Chargers to win. I'd say 7 points. I'm not even sure what the spread is. Marcus will probably know what the spread is on this one, but I do suspect the Chargers will win pretty soundly.
So you guys are 1.5 point dog.
Wow, 1.5. That's it. Oh boy.
They are America's team.
Yeah.
All the money's on you guys too. 70% of the money's on you guys to cover the spread and to win money line.
Got it. Yeah. Anyways, well, I suspect the Chargers will win, but yeah, it's interesting. That's interesting. Only one. That surprises me.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to ask to follow up on that because, like you said, you lean on the ground game against these guys. Like, I guess the question is with Quinnen Williams here. I know he's kind of changed everything for the run
he's
defense.
been fantastic.
So with that being the case, say there's some struggles. I mean, where's the confidence level if by halftime there is no run game that's been set up, and it's like, hey man, we really got to lean into you hard, because it feels like their secondary has a ton of problems. Yes. But if anything, they've at least invested in the interior with Clark and Quinnen Williams.
Yeah, no, it's a great point. Look, here's my thing is I'm tired of seeing Justin Herbert get dry humped, right? I mean, he is absolutely no Vaseline, getting smacked around all over the field. And again, guys, a 69% pressure rate against the Eagles. Guys, that is like astounding how bad that is, right? And so I don't want to see Quentin Williams lay his fat ass all over Justin Herbert, right?
I do.
No. Oh, see, I knew I was going to say that. But here's my point. That I'm hoping the running game is going to be effective enough that Justin Herbert is not going to be put in harm's way. He's already got a broken hand, for God's sakes. And so, again, he's going to be the big problem. So I think if you can contain him, you'll be in fine shape. But yeah, you're right. Quentin Williams has been the guy. So look, and interesting also, and I looked this up recently, actually our most effective and highest rated offensive play formations is 10 personnel and 11 personnel when we spread the ball out, which is crazy. I wouldn't think that would be the case, but Justin Herbert gets the ball out fast. The question is, it puts him in harm's way. So that's why they're not running it very often, because the offensive line has been leaking like a sieve as bad as it has been. You still don't want to see those little cheap shot hits and things like that, right? And those do happen in the NFL. So, but I mean, yeah, they're by far our most effective play formation. So I think they'll try and mix it up. They'll go jumbo. They'll go 10, 11 personnel. They'll switch it around. But, we'll see what happens. Hopefully we can just run all over them and make it an easy game, and we just get out without any injuries. That's what I'm hoping for.
And shout out to the chat, man. Quentin Williams in concussion protocol. I didn't know that. So maybe he's.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah,
wow.
So maybe might have some good news there. Okay, let's go to Denver then. We'll go to Denver because this is another one that on paper looks amazing. Jacksonville's coming off 48 points. Lawrence was cooking. I think he had 330 yards, but most of it was like big play on top of big play. They scored a ton to start that game. So they're absolutely red hot, probably the hottest that they've been all season offensively, especially with Brian Thomas kind of coming back to life a little bit for him. So that Jaguars team against this Denver defense that you pointed out, Ryan, you said got to start a little bit faster. How do you see it playing out against Jacksonville?
Yeah, they absolutely terrify me. I'll be honest. They've beaten every single team in the AFC West. I mean, beating the Raiders doesn't mean much, but
we almost beat them though. We almost had them.
That is true. That is true. That is true. But they're a very odd team. They play hard, man, and like they've lost to some bad teams. Almost lost to the Raiders. Very odd. So they can strike at any moment. The good thing that I have confidence about is it's a home game for us. It's in Mile High. So that's a big plus for us. Offense for us is starting to get rolling as well. I think VJ will cook up something good for Trevor Lawrence and get some pressure on him, and he won't be able to sling that garbage that he did the other week. Which pass I'm talking about, where he like spun around and then just like launched it up there. Yeah, you're not doing that garbage in Mile High against Pat Surtain or any of these guys. Maybe Riley Moss and you'll get a DPI, but I think our team offense is building. We gotta continue to run the ball. It was nice to see Bo light it up in the pass game, but I definitely want to see kind of a more of a complimentary run game. I mean, Harvey had like 65 yards, which was solid. It was good. Everything was good. But just take care of business is what I want to see, and I think that's how it's going to turn out. I think we'll get this dub. And I think then the following week, now that Mahomes is out, I'm confident about that KC game. I was a little skeptical about that one since it was in Kansas City, but now I'm not saying I'm counting the Chiefs out of that game because who knows, man. Gardner Minshew is pretty solid. He's had some solid games as a backup in the past, and also like Marcus said, who knows how they scheme it up now? Maybe they're more balanced with the run game and not just trying to launch it all the time down the field. So. It'll be interesting, but I think the Broncos will win this game this weekend.
Yeah, and I point out like you guys are the Broncos, you're not the Jets, so like it's like, hey, we're not going against Brady Cook this week. That could help because if you look at Jacksonville, a lot of those touchdown drive they were starting at like opponent's 40. I mean, the very first drive, I think the Jets turned it over on downs, lost 6. They lost 6 yards on a 4th and 1, which is insane. And they ran the football, so it's like maybe that offense is the difference in this game, and that's why Jacksonville doesn't get rolling because you don't give them that spot. It makes some sense.
Yeah, and we're undefeated at home this whole entire season, even going into most of last season as well. So home field advantage is back in Denver. Fans aren't reselling their tickets to opponents anymore as it was like 5 years ago. Everyone's keeping their tickets. So
the Jags are a different team away too. I mean, they're a different animal at Duval. There's something about Duval, man.
So it's that Florida energy.
Yeah. So Florida cocaine.
Yeah.
They snort it right, they snort it right before they play the game. That's gonna be a good game, Bill. I'm excited. I'm gonna watch that game, Ryan, for sure.
They drink Jaguar piss in the stadium.
I didn't know about that, Andrew.
Yeah.
So let's put it out there.
We'll talk offline, Simone. We'll talk offline.
We got to get. Let's get scores for this game. I want to see everybody's kind of sitting at. Let's start with you, Simone. What do we think it's score wise here?
For who? Oh, the Broncos.
Yeah, Broncos, Jags.
Ooh. Okay, I can see the Broncos winning this one 30-34 to 21.
Okay. It's a confident win.
Yeah.
What do you think, Marcus? What do we think?
Give me Broncos 31-14.
Damn. I was going to say 31-13.
Ooh.
Oh.
Andrew, you that confident?
Man, I don't know, dude. You know, I tell you, I kind of want to pick the Jags in this one. Not kind of being a hater, but also I've seen the Jags.
I understand.
They are a good team, dude. I mean, they mollywopped the Chargers, dude. I mean, they beat the living shit out of us, right? So
that's what I'm saying. I'm terrified.
Yeah, like it was weird how they did everything right. My brother, James, said something about the Jaguars. I guess there's some rumor that the Jags are sign stealing. So that could be interesting to see if there's any validity to that. Who knows? But anyways, my brother made that comment in their Bolt Bros, James. So look, they knew what we were doing and they beat the hell out of us, and they knew what we were doing offensively and defensively. So whatever happened, maybe they are different at Duval. So we'll see what happens. I would say Jags by 3. We'll say that'd be my only prediction.
I'll be honest. We need a loss before the playoffs, and we can kind of afford it right now with the Patriots losing that game. Yep. I do want to lose at least one game just so that I don't want to go into this whole thing undefeated. A lot of people talking. I'd rather have, like, lose a game. Media keeps doubting. They're not talking about the win streak anymore because I don't want to hold on to that win streak. And you know, they need to kind of, you know, just reset right before the playoffs or so.
I agree with that too, Ryan. Like, I really do. Like, teams need to have a little adversity. When it gets a little too easy, you're like, you get complacent, right? So
Pittsburgh Steelers, man.
You need to experience that pain of losing a little bit when you haven't experienced it in a while to really not want to feel it.
Call the Raiders. See what that's all about.
That's for you. You have to experience a loss. We want to experience a win. But I don't want to win though. So, but.
Andrew, I will say as a side note, as a Michigan fan as well, hearing about the sign stealing, I think Harbaugh could match that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
We can find it. We can find it.
Yeah, well, you know what's funny about that too, though? It's like Bill Belichick always said: if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Right? At the end of the day, that's a big part of the game. It unfortunately is. So, look, I would suspect every single team is trying to do something and find some sort of edge. It is what it is. But anyways, but. Hey, it's exciting. That'll be a fun game to watch. I'm definitely going to watch that one, Ryan, for sure.
Sounds good. All right. Well, hey, man, look, I'm going to go around if anybody has some last thoughts before we wrap this thing up. First off, again, shout out to everybody in the chat that's tuning in right now. Hey, man, I've been checking out your comments the whole time. I appreciate it because I know we got started a little bit late here, but shout out to everybody also on this panel, man. They stuck around, so I appreciate that as well. Simone, I'll go to you first, man. You got anything that the people need to hear before they get out of here? Maybe some inspiration. I feel like that's what
man,
come here a little. Maybe for the Raiders, maybe some inspiration
for the Raiders, man.
Yeah.
Hey, just go out there, have a good time for the team, man. Go out there, have a good time, man. Don't take anything too seriously. Hey, the season's over. Half of you guys might not be on the team. It is what it is, but just go have fun. Don't win the game. Like I said before, I don't think they have a choice though. But I think it's nice over there in Texas, so everything's bigger out there. So hopefully we have a bigger loss. There's nothing. The only positive I could take away from this game is, hey, Fernando Mendoza, man, count the days. He's going to be wearing the silver and black pretty soon. And, hey, the NFL, they better watch out because I think that we're going to run the AFC West for decades.
Boy.
When we get Fernando Mendoza.
Zero confidence.
Boy.
Come on, man.
Oh, boy.
It's going to be over. Don't let us get them. But then again, maybe the Raiders might get a cornerback with the first pick. Who knows?
Yeah, they'll get a defensive end or something.
We'll get Diego Pavia.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Oh.
Marcus, you got anything for the people?
Last words. I mean, to any Chief fans out there, it sucked, but Pat's already got the surgery. He's already rehabbing. So he's going to work his ass off to get there, and I hope he does a YouTube series to kind of document this comeback because it's going to be interesting to see him return. And I think Adam Schefter said right like a couple hours ago that Mahomes has every intention of playing opening game next season. So that is that's what he's aiming for, and I don't doubt it. But look. Well, we're gonna be a third team in the division, so we're gonna play the third ranked team in every other division next year. And I can't remember the last time that happened because we've only been playing the top dogs in every division, so that's huge. And then also a pick in the teens. I don't know. Right now they have us as a 13th pick, but the last time we picked in the teens outside of Mahomes, because we had to trade up for that. But the last time we had a pick in the teens was 2015 when we drafted Marcus Peters, who led the NFL in interceptions and was a couple-time Pro Bowler before he kind of went off the deep end a little bit. But he was a solid pick for a few years there. But yeah, so it's been a long time picking in the teens as a Chief fan. So a lot of things to look forward to. Going to be a fun off season, and going to be a different team. So it's going to be fun to see.
Mock draft season. Let's go.
I know, mock draft season, baby. Yeah, and that's another thing too. I can't remember the last time I opened up a mock draft of any sort in December of a season. It's been a long time for that. So it's going to be fun. I'm going to enjoy it.
So you can see the difference. See, like that's the first stage of getting eliminated from the playoffs. Then it starts getting better. See, I'm a little happy right now. So
he's like, oh,
Andrew, the Chargers fans have been showing up in the chat. I mean, you got any word for those guys?
I'll tell you this, man. It has been I'll say this, Charger fans. I was at the Eagles game. That was incredible, dude. Like, no joke, my heart rate was at like 160. I literally thought I was going to have a goddamn heart attack. It was unbelievable. I mean, it was just great to be there and experience that. Probably the best game I ever attended personally. The Bolt Bros were there and the Bolt Sis was there. It was a lot of fun. So we had a good time. Having said that, guys, it's exciting. The next 3 games are playoff games. They all matter. And I mean, unfortunately for the Chiefs and the Raiders, I think they were eliminated, week 4? Samoan from mathematically from the playoffs. That's exciting.
Hey, how many years you got, man?
I'm excited. That's great. It'll happen again next year. Don't worry about it. But here's my thing. Keep talking about the mock draft. That's cool. But here's the situation. It's exciting. These next 3 games are going to be relevant games. Again, remember, we play the Broncos at the end of the season. The Broncos skip, they lose to the Jags. We'll see what happens, guys. We still have a shot of winning this division, which is crazy to even think about, but it's exciting football from now on. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, I swear to God, hopefully Justin Herbert can stay healthy. I don't want to see what happened to Patrick Mahomes happen to Justin Herbert, but good God, please keep him healthy. And I think that's why they keep running those jumbo sets. So it's exciting football, guys. We'll see what happens. Bolts up.
I like it. Ryan, I feel like you got to shut that down on the way out the division talk. I mean, this is you got to end that on the way out.
I knew he was going to say something.
Everyone's talking. Like I said earlier, job not finished. Sean said it today. First step, win the division. Then the AFC. Then championship. So Broncos fans, enjoy it right now. We have the 1 seed, but that's not set in stone. That's not concrete. So don't go around parading like, look at us now. I know it's been a hard 10 years, but shut the fuck up. There's no championship yet. Remember what we're here for. Super Bowls. We care about Super Bowls. We're not no Chargers fans that care about just these long touchdowns and just winning the regular season. We don't care about that. Super Bowls.
That's almost as bad as Gino flipping off the Raider fans.
Yeah. The same thing. Clip that, guys.
Hey, I don't care, man. I'm glad we have it right now, but it doesn't mean it's forever.
I like it. Be happy when you have something to be happy about.
Yeah, I know. Thank you, Samoa. I appreciate that.
Hell no.
All right. Hey, man, the AFC West Roundtable, we're going to leave it there. They'll be back next week to recap these games. We got some big ones, so make sure you tune into those. And then, I don't know, maybe you guys will start getting some draft conversation. It sounds like that's what needs to take place here. Talk about trading up, whatever that may be. I'd love to see it. But I appreciate y'all having me for the host. And then we're going to end it right here, man. So be back same time next week. And have a great night.
Roundtable Sports Network is your one-stop shop for all things NFL, with daily live shows covering all 8 divisions in the league, hosted by the best content creators on the web, all on one network. Catch the AFC East live every Monday at 7 p.m. and on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. The AFC West Roundtable live Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. The AFC North Roundtable live every Wednesday at 6 p.m. The AFC South Roundtable live Tuesdays at 7 p.m. The NFC East Roundtable live every Tuesday at 6 p.m. The NFC West Roundtable live at 9 p.m. on Tuesday nights. The NFC North Roundtable is at 6 p.m. on Wednesdays, And the NFC South Roundtable is live Tuesdays at 8 p.m. EST. And of course, fourth and forever, the flagship show of Roundtable Sports Network covering all things NFL at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Roundtable Sports YouTube channel. Real coverage, real fans.